We're going to take a look at AMD here on the weekly chart. You can see this wick that we have on this weekly candle, which is a crazy lower wick in here. That's because this week contained our earnings report in here. So you had that volatility expansion and then that quick volatility contraction coming in from Wednesday night into all the way basically Friday. We ended Friday up around 36 cents on the day. So basically flat. We're up at the 172 handles once more. You can see we had a low in here coming in on the week at 157.80. Now, where does that kind of put us here on this weekly chart? Well, you can see that basically we bounced right off this lower trend line here, and we now are trading above that 61.8 fib level, which is currently at 169.5, and we're above that 170 handle. So as far as resistances go and supports, our first support is going to be that 169.5. That's that 61.8 fib level we just mentioned. And our next resistance is going to be 182.50. That's coming off of last week's high. Anything above there, you're probably looking at 184, and then you're looking up at the 190s. But if you want to tighten this support down here, I'm sorry, resistance, then you can go to the 174s before you count out that 182s. But we like the 182s better in here just because that's kind of what we had, that harsh rejection coming in last week on this candle in here. Now, as far as our RSI, obviously extremely overbought. You can see that's kind of what happens when you have these four strong weak candles in a row, and then you have a little bit of a hammer right here on this weekly candle. So we're going to see what happens as we start moving forward in here. We have to watch how AMD is going to trade with NVIDIA and the overall markets, but it looks like we will hold that 169. But if not, then we're heading down here to this lower trend line, which is going to be right around that 164, 165 area. Now, as far as implied volatility goes, because you had that expansion and then contraction really quick because of the earnings report, your IV rank is down right now around 13. So your VIX overall in the overall market is still it's low compared to where it was in April, right? But overall, we are at all-time highs. It's still relatively high compared to itself in here. So we're going to see what kind of volatility comes in throughout the whole market this week and see where everything's at. But it looks like right around an $8 expected move is priced in just for AMD, but you kind of have to keep that overall market volatility in the back of your head as you're looking at all these expected moves. So, like I mentioned, IV ranking here is at 13, expected move $8 by this Friday. Next Friday, right around a $11 expected move. You go all the way up to September, right around a $19 expected move priced in. So, overall, what is the main theme in here that we're looking at in AMD? Well, the 169, that's going to be our first major support. Anything below that, 165. And our next resistances that we're going to be looking at is going to be this 182. But if you want to tighten that up to that 174 area, that is going to be a place that we're going to have a little hiccup as well. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.